Alright, hello artists. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to draw your guide and add your features to your drawing guide in your manga style self-portrait. I'm going to show you guys how to um, do this but still be able to change things later, such as your eye details, nose details, mouth details, etc. Okay, hair details, so on and so on. So we always start with a perfect circle, and remember, you want to trace it lightly because all of this is going to end up getting erased. Okay, this is the one I did on my last just now. I created a guide and I put my eyes, my nose, my mouth in. Okay, I drew everything dark because I want y'all to see it, but y'all need to draw light, so light where everything is super easy to erase. Okay, so if I were to trace this circle lightly, I would just hold it towards the top, go right around the edge of the circle. Bam, got a light circle. But I want it to be dark because I need you to see what I'm doing in my video. And I'm going to go slow because I know some of you said you had a hard time last time because I was going too fast. So I'm going to go a little bit slower this time. Okay, our next step is to pretend it's a pizza. We're doing pizza fractions. Cut that pizza right down the middle and cut it in half. Remember, that line has to be completely straight. Cut that pizza in half. And remember, draw light. To draw light, you must hold your pencil kind of with your hand towards the back of the pencil and hold it at an angle instead of holding it like this and pressing down hard. Hold it like this, to make nice light lines. So, example, the next thing we're going to do for our pizza fraction, we're pretending this is pizza fraction. We're going to cut our pizza into fourths by making a horizontal line all the way across. So you can go ahead and make your horizontal line all the way across, drawing lightly. If you actually mess up, oh wow, it's so easy to erase. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and draw mine down. I'm going to press down hard so you can see it better. Make sure that your line is perfectly straight. This should look like a perfect plus sign. If both lines are not perfectly straight, like perfectly straight across, perfectly straight up and down, then the rest of your face is going to be a little bit off. It's going to be a little bit crooked. It will not be symmetrically balanced. Okay, because this is our line of symmetry. So we want everything to be symmetrical on each side. Okay, so if I folded this in half, it would look exactly the same. This line would line up perfectly with this line over here. Okay, so then I'm going to bring this line down as straight as I can, like as if it is a popsicle stick. Again, you are not drawing dark. We need to draw as light as you can. I obviously pressed down way too hard. See how you can still see it after I erase it? We do not want that. We want it to be light because it's just a drawing guide and we are going to be erasing it later. Next, this is the important part. Why these two lines need to be straight. The next part is tricky, and I see a lot of people have a hard time with this part. Up to the popsicle, everybody gets it, and then this part gets really, really tricky. So what you have to do is pretend that you are tying a string around the end of this line to connect it to the circle, and then the string hangs down straight from the circle. just like that. It doesn't go out at all. It doesn't go in. It doesn't curve. Okay, let me erase those. A lot of us want to curve the lines. A lot of us want to start curving to make that face shape. No, let's make it completely straight. And you want to make them the same size. Okay, so try your best to make them totally straight. I think mine even went out a little on accident. No worries, I can always erase. But of course, my erasing is not going to look as good because I'm pressing down hard. So do your best to make it totally straight. Like when you hold up a piece of string, it's completely straight, hanging in the air. Okay, then you are going to start at the bottom of the popsicle stick and connect here and here, oops, with straight lines. So then it looks like a letter V. That's right, letter V, but it's super, super open, or it looks like the top of a book. Like when you open a book from the back. Okay, then another line that to add is to go ahead and add a nice light line under the circle. Well, actually, you know what? I'm getting a little ahead of myself. You can go ahead and do that, but then just leave it there. And then what we need to do is we need to make 1, 2, 3 curves. Because does anybody have a face that looks like this, like a Star Wars helmet? No, everybody's face has a curve and a curve and a curvy chin. Nobody has a chin with a little point on it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start up here, right around here. We're going to make a nice curve from this line to this line and stop. Don't accidentally go through like I did. I accidentally went through the line. And you're going to do the same thing over here. Start up here and curve down and stop. Okay. Then on the bottom where you have a little point, you're going to make a curve at the bottom. Alright, and then what you're going to do is you are going to erase these triangles that hang off your face. Sorry, I'm covering it up. Erase the triangles that hang off of your face. Try your best to make the sides of your face more parallel. If you need help getting those lines correct, just raise your hand. I can help you. Your lines may turn out lumpy or curvy, or maybe it's curved on one side more than the other, but honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you got a nice circle at the top of your head and then you get a shape that's coming down to the middle that's curved, then you got a nice face shape. Okay, so now we got our face shape. So right here where this line is, this should be totally straight right underneath the circle. So again, I want this line to be horizontal. This is going to be the line where about the middle of my nose is. Okay. Then we need to make sure we have a line for our mouth. I'm just going to draw an easy mouth. I'm going to draw a curl because I'm going to come back later and do a more detailed mouth. I'm doing a simple nose. Okay, I'm going to come later and do a more detailed nose. So draw these very light. I'm drawing them dark so you can see. Draw them light. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw a line that's like one finger under this line. This is going to be a line for the top of my eyes. Again, we're drawing this lightly. Okay, so on this line, I'm going to put a finger or 2 fingers in the middle, make a curve, right on the middle, and make a little mark. Okay, so it can show you where the eyes start and where the eyes end. So make a little mark and then make a little mark, because you don't want your eyes to start all the way in the middle and go all the way to the edges, right? So I'm going to do a simple manga style eye. And I want you to remember, I want you to draw this lightly because you can go back, erase, and make it a different style when you go through your packet. Maybe you don't want to do the eyes that I do. Maybe you want to go back and do her eyes and her nose. Or maybe you want to do like a nose like this, or this, or this. Okay, just let me know and I'll walk you through the steps if you want to do something different. Okay, and then obviously my eyes are going to end before my nose, the top of my nose. So I'm going to put another line above my nose. Remember, it has to be straight or your eyes will not be straight. So I'm going to draw a curve and down. These are my simple manga style eyes. I'm drawing them I'm drawing them dark. I want you to press down lightly. And then kind of a curve at the bottom. Remember, I want you to draw them lightly. And then you can draw, oops, I kind of made that too small. And then simple, go inside. Now if you want to do your eyes like this, you can go inside, make a big letter U. Same thing, make sure they're both the same length and they look the same on both sides. Remember, this is the line of symmetry. And then this would be your line for your eyebrows. Eyebrows show emotion, so decide how you want eyebrows. Do you want them to have, like hair on top? Or do you want them to be like nicely shaped? Don't do two different eyebrows. I just want to show you the different variety of eyebrows that are out there. Then you'll add of course you can add your pupil. You can add any amount of highlights that you would like to add. If you want, you can add star highlights. So what that means is you would color in and keep this part white because it's a highlight, okay? So you can also add a little crease on top of your eyes, and then you can go ahead and, if you like your eyes how they are, you can go ahead and start erasing everything in your drawing guide except the line of symmetry. Let's keep that line there because we need to make sure we are putting our mouth and our nose in the same position. So let's say I want to do a different nose. Let's say I want to do this nose, okay? I'm going to do this nose. This is the bottom of the nose. So the bottom of my nose is about right here, right? So I'm going to erase this nose that I already have. And then I'm going to kind of draw like a little line that shows me where the bottom of my nose is going to touch. So let's see, how do we draw this nose? I think the best way to draw it is to really just go line by line. So I see at the top we have a line like this, and another line that goes out like this, and then we have a line that curves, another line that curves, and one that kind of goes in the middle. Oh, I kind of messed up. See, I'm not even the best at drawing noses. I'll do better. Here we go. Okay. And then this kind of, these two lines come up. But remember, the bottom of the nose starts about right here. The bottom of the nose would not be up here. It would be around here. And try to make sure you center it. So my nose is a little off centered, but it's not a big deal. And then maybe you want to change your mouth. So I'm going to do this mouth. So I'll go back, erase that old mouth that I had. I can go ahead and erase that line on my chin. It'll be much easier as long as you draw lightly. Let me go ahead and add that mouth. So if you notice that mouth, starts with a thick line and gets thinner in the middle, and another thick line on the other side and thinner in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do that. So like kind of starts thick on the outside and gets skinny in the middle, thick on the other side, skinny in the middle. So it'll have like a curve on the other side and skinny in the middle. And then she has a little curve underneath, just like that. Don't make anything too thick. You just want to make it simple. Now, you might say, okay, this is looking a little weird. She doesn't have it. She's looking kind of weird. She doesn't have any eyelashes, or he doesn't, depending on what. And also, you still have all these lines all over your face. And we also need to center this nose. So as long as you're drawing light, everything's going to be super easy for you. So let's redraw that nose. Center it out. Maybe to make it a little bit smaller than small. Probably need to make it very, very small. So remember, when you're doing manga style, smaller than you think. Okay, go for a smaller nose than you think. So go really, really small. Okay. So there's my tiny little nose. Cute little nose at the bottom. Okay, and then I can start to erase those other lines in my drawing guide. As long as I'm kind of finished with these parts, like the mouth, the nose, maybe you want to add like a line on top to show like where the lips are. Kind of add some more details to those lips to give it more detail, so I can show you where, the top lip goes. Then when you're ready to add the neck, I said neck, what you're going to do is you're going to carefully find the middle of your eye, come down, and then continue drawing and draw a straight line. Same thing on the other eye. Come down the middle of the eye, stop when you get to the face, and continue drawing a straight line down. So now that should be where my neck is. You're going to have a lot of eraser trash on your table. Decide what type of shirt you want. You can do a button-up shirt, a collared shirt. It's up to you. So go ahead and add your neck. Okay, if you are ready to, if you want to do different style eyes, let's say you want to do a different type of eye. So let's say you want to do these eyes. You would have to go back, erase the eyes that I did, because remember I told you guys to draw lightly. So as long as you drew lightly, you should know where everything goes. So just erase the eyes that I did. Make sure you have, all you have to do is put those little lines back to show where the bottom of the eye goes and the top of the eye goes. Leave those lines. Erase the eyes that I showed you. I'm trying to make this video as quick as possible, but it's a long video. Erase the eyes that I showed you. And so don't forget that you keep those lines to show you where the bottom of your eyes go and where the top of your eyes go, where the eyes start, where they end. Okay, so of course you can still see my eyes because I drew them dark. So let's say I want to draw these eyes real quick. Okay, so I'm going to take, again, I want to make sure that they are symmetrical. So I have to stop on this side. I have to make sure on this side it's kind of a curve, and then it goes up and over to the side like this. And I want to make sure it's the same on the other side. So use these little lines maybe connect to where it would be on the other side. Start in the same spot. Make a curve, go up, down on the other side. Make sure it's symmetrical, the same thing on both sides. All right, I just kind of drew a little line to make sure that where the eyes start line up, and then make sure when they end, they line up at the same spot as well. So make sure they end at the same spot. And then the bottom of the eye kind of has the same spot as my old eyes, so I will draw the same thing. They also have like little tears in them. You can add the little tears if you want, you don't have to. And then the pupils are big shape like this. Again, you want to make sure they're the same on both sides. So try your best to make the shape of the pupil the same on both sides. And then on the inside of the pupil, you have a highlight that is the shape of a cute, like, little fuzzy bunny shape. So you can go ahead and add that in the middle of your pupil. Remember, that's why we always draw big, because these would be hard to add if I drew something really, really small. And then we also have eyelashes coming off of these eyes, 2 eyelashes up front, 4 eyelashes right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, oop, they don't go through the line, my bad. See, even I have to use erasers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're a little bit longer than the actual ones. And then she also has some lines for that are showing she's a little bit shy. They also have some line underneath the eyes. You don't have to do all this if you don't want to. And then instead of her eyelashes, you know, be looking like this, or her eyebrows, not eyelashes, her eyebrows actually kind of curve to make her kind of look like she's sad. So let's do some like curved eyebrows like this. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. You can do your eyebrows however you want, okay? And then once you've done all this and you have your eyes how you want them to be, you have everything how you want it to be, go back and erase everything in your drawing guide. And guess what? You may end up accidentally erasing the eyebrow. If you accidentally erase the eyebrow trying to erase your drawing guide, just go back and redraw it, okay? But remember to draw lightly. I know that in my video I have pressed down really, really hard. That is because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, and last but not least, when it comes to ears, I want you to think about your eyes. When you wear glasses, you put them on your ears. So to be able to see and put your glasses on, you need what? Ears. So your ears are always going to go right next to your eyes, and they're always going to be the same length on each side, and they're going to be kind of close to the face. So it's going to be just like a little C, but it's going to be like that. We don't want to make like a big curve out like that. That would be like the side view, okay? We're looking at the front view of the ear. So the front view of the ear only goes out a little bit. Okay, so we want to make sure both ears look about the same. If they don't, go back and play with it a little bit. But remember, draw light, because when you're trying to make things symmetrical, remember that means the same on both sides. That means everything, you know, you got your eye lines on both sides at the same, both pupils are in the same size. And I know that these pupils turn out to be black. They don't have to turn out to be black in the end. But remember, to make everything symmetrical, you want to make sure that you're following this line of symmetry to make sure everything's the same on both sides. My ears are not perfectly symmetrical, but maybe I might end up covering up my ears depending on what kind of hair I add. Then go through and look at your hair, okay? When it comes to hair, whether you're a boy or girl, you are gonna have a hairline in the like this front part somewhere around here, and a hairline that shows the end of your hair. So we'll go a little bit more over hair when we get to that part, okay? So once again, this is my drawing tips. So draw light, and you'll always be able to go back and fix things.